Welcome back to Coronation Street, UK, where the darkest secrets never stay buried for long, and every revelation carries the power to ruin lives. For months, Carl Webster has been playing Abby Webster for a fool, spinning an intricate web of lies, betrayals, and calculated deceit. This Christmas, however, the walls finally begin to close in. Carl's infidelities, once hidden behind charm and manipulation, are no longer escapable. The truth, long delayed, is coming at devastating speed. From the moment Carl arrived on the cobbles, it was clear he was trouble. There was an edge to him, a sense that chaos followed wherever he went. And now, that instinct has been proven right. If you're as gripped by this unfolding drama as we are, take a moment to hit like and subscribe to Coronation Street UK for your daily dose of Weatherfield chaos. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest twists, turns, and heartbreaks from the street we can't stop watching. Carl Webster's downfall has been a long time coming. During his time in Weatherfield, he has shown again and again why he cannot be trusted. His affair with his own brother Kevin's wife, while Kevin was battling cancer, marked a new low, even by Carl's standards. It was an act of breathtaking cruelty, revealing just how little loyalty or conscience he possessed. Even after Abby sacrificed everything to build a life with him, Carl remained incapable of commitment. He thrived on secrecy, addicted to the thrill of leading a double life. He dragged young Dylan Wilson and Brody McKiss into criminal activity, making them accomplices in his car theft schemes. Worse still, he showed no remorse when Tyrone Dobs was left wheelchair-bound after Carl struck him with a stolen vehicle. Perhaps most chilling of all was Carl's willingness to exploit his own sister. Manipulating Debbie Webster as she faced the terrifying early stages of young-onset dementia, purely to gain access to her business accounts, crossed a moral line that is hard to forgive. It was cold, calculated, and utterly heartless. This festive season should have been about peace and reconciliation. Instead, for Carl, it became another opportunity to juggle lies. While living with Abby, he was also engaged in a secret, months-long affair with James Bailey. This was no momentary lapse or impulsive mistake, it was a sustained betrayal, carefully concealed. When James accidentally sent a suggestive message, Carl quickly spun a story about Ronnie Bailey's stag do, deflecting suspicion with ease. He is a master manipulator, skilled at rewriting reality until Abby is left doubting her own instincts. He even managed to sneak James out of the house when Abby returned home early, right under her nose. For a time, Carl believed himself untouchable. But it was a small, seemingly insignificant piece of jewelry that began to unravel everything. A necklace, discovered wedged between the sofa cushions, marked the beginning of the end. Carl attempted his usual charm offensive, claiming it belonged to a previous tenant. But fate had other ideas. When Abby later spotted Michael Bailey wearing the exact same necklace, the cracks widened. Learning that James and Michael had received matching necklaces from their mother for Christmas delivered the final, devastating confirmation. Even then, Carl wasn't finished lying. When confronted, he claimed the secrecy was about a car scam, not an affair, playing on Abby's fears of his criminal past to mask an even deeper betrayal. But this time, Abby's instincts held firm. The pub scene said it all. James could barely meet her gaze, and his hurried exit spoke louder than words. Then came Tracy Barlow, Weatherfield's unofficial lie detector, whose warning cut straight to the bone. The more complicated the story, the bigger the lie hiding behind it. That night, while Carl slept, Abby took the ultimate risk. Tricking him into unlocking his phone, she uncovered the messages that confirmed her worst fears. Sitting alone in the dark, reading intimate words exchanged between Carl and James while Carl slept peacefully with his head in her lap, was a haunting image. The betrayal was complete. The house of lies Carl had built was finally collapsing. As Carl and Abby's world disintegrates, another Webster is fighting desperately to hold onto a dream. Debbie Webster is facing one of the toughest battles of her life following her diagnosis of young-onset dementia. For a woman defined by sharpness, control, and independence, the loss of autonomy is terrifying. Yet in Ronnie Bailey, Debbie believes she has found a love strong enough to withstand the storm. Ronnie has promised to stand by her through the confusion and the fear, and to Debbie, that promise means everything. She wants to celebrate that love with a wedding Weatherfield will never forget. Peacocks, flamingos, a show-stopping dress. This is not about extravagance, it's about legacy. A final day of pure joy before life becomes harder, but her dream wedding is under threat from a family at war. Kevin cannot stand the thought of sharing a room with Carl, and who could blame him? To Kevin, Carl is a snake, a liability, and a walking disaster. He refuses to pretend otherwise for the sake of appearances. Debbie is caught in the middle, trying to plan the happiest day of her life while her brothers are locked in open conflict. Even when she persuades Carl and Abby to help secure a wedding venue, Kevin's anger only deepens. His threat to boycott the wedding entirely is a knife to Debbie's heart. All she wants is her brothers by her side as she walks into this new chapter with Ronnie. As tensions rise, Sally Metcalf, ever the meddler, attempts to intervene, hosting a pamper party for Debbie before marching to the garage to knock some sense into Kevin. It appears Kevin may be willing to speak to Carl for Debbie's sake, but inviting Carl Webster to a wedding is like striking a match beside a powder keg. Carl is burdened with secrets, and his past sins linger just beneath the surface. Debbie's loyalty to her brother is deeply emotional, perhaps dangerously so. She wants to believe he can change. On Coronation Street, that kind of optimism rarely ends well. All of this is building toward one of the most ambitious crossover events British soap has ever seen, the Coronation Street Emmerdale crossover, known as Coralie. A catastrophic minibus crash involving wedding guests is set to change everything. On dark country roads, lives from both soaps collide in a moment of terrifying chaos. For the cast, filming felt more like a blockbuster than a soap, with night shoots and major stunts promised to leave viewers breathless. Debbie and Carl are both central to the disaster, and the crash may be the moment when every secret finally comes spilling out. There is something about facing death that forces the truth into the open. Looking ahead to 2026, hints suggest Debbie's journey is far from over. Even if she survives the wedding and the crash, revelations loom that could fundamentally reshape everything we think we know about her. Untold chapters from her past are waiting to surface, and producers are teasing seismic twists ahead. Married life with Ronnie may not offer the safe haven Debbie hopes for. On the cobbles, the past always finds a way to catch up. The fallout from Carl's affair with James will ripple through the Webster and Bailey families alike. How will Michael react when he learns the truth? How will Abby survive yet another devastating betrayal after fighting so hard for sobriety and stability? Abby is a survivor, but everyone has a breaking point. Watching her confront the reality of Carl's double life promises to be heartbreaking. She believed she had found someone who truly understood her. Instead, she found a man who weaponized her trust. As the next episodes loom, tension in Weatherfield has reached fever pitch. What was meant to be the wedding of the year is fast becoming the disaster of the decade. Emotional devastation and physical danger collide, and no one is immune from the consequences. Stay tuned as we track every development in this gripping storyline. The drama is far from over, and we'll be here to break down every twist as the secrets of the cobbles continue to unravel in ways no one saw coming. It's going to be a roller coaster, and you won't want to miss a second of the fallout. Until next time, take care and keep watching.